Awkward Girl 7, creeping for my amusement. I used to moon people all the time, like everyone, like whenever I was out in public. I probably still would be if I didn't get arrested for it when I was 18 and have a first offense for indecent exposure on my criminal record now. I like having adult diapers randomly and unexpectedly mailed to my friends. Like, I have a fit, like, it's hilarious because, well, they don't know why they've gotten them, but like, now I've done it so many times that anyone who receives diapers in the mail, like, for no reason, they just kind of know it was me and that I figured out their correct mailing address. I have a finger tentacle that I like to pull out and poke my friends with. It's packed away right now because I just moved. But it's hilarious. A lot of them for some reason think it's a sex toy, but it's not. Used to have this back scratcher that had this very realistic looking like, hand, like for the scratcher part. Like had like nails and everything. And I used to caress people with it and like quote the butler from Scary Movie 2, like saying, "Take my strong hand, my little hand," and like someone eventually ended up getting too creeped out of it and broke all the fingers off. This creepy doll I had for a while. We used to drive around me and my friends used to drive around in my hometown and shaking out the window while blasting One Night in New York City by the Horrorist very loud, so like it just made it even more like creepier. It was really awkward, but like one time like the legs fell off, so I had to get out of the car and get it, and like it turned out it was like in front of a baseball team, and it turned out it happened to be one of my coworkers, and he asked me about it a few months later at our Christmas party. I did not know that he played baseball or that it was his team at all. Like I just knew it was like a couple of my other friends that were on one of the teams. Yeah. I also used to wear this really haggard looking skeleton mask with really matted black hair and go cruising around with my other friend in the same town and hoot at people like hoot 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 hoot, or like hide like behind bushes or in ditches and jump out at people doing that. It was funny. One time I saw some people like in like behind some rocks and in some like small trees, so I went to go sneak up on them and like when I jumped out, like at the same time, some kid jumped out at me wearing a werewolf mask, and this is in August, so like it's nowhere near Halloween, and we both just kind of like were shocked and stared at each other because like there's somebody else doing the same thing, and we just kind of like walked away slowly from each other. It was pretty funny. I don't know how. I'm assuming it was a kid because they're shorter than me, which like I'm pretty tall for a girl, so it might have been someone like my age or even older. I don't know. It's most likely a kid because yeah, they were quite short, but and also they sounded like when at first they're like what the, and then they sounded pretty like high pitched, but I don't know. I have a bunch of fake beards that I used to keep like right next to my bed, like hanging on the wall. So if any of my guy friends or whatever came over and like decided, because I lived in just like a little small bachelor apartment, so the whole like living area was also just my bedroom. So just in case I got the wrong idea and tried making a move on me, I would just grab a beard and put it on and not say anything, and then just keep it on until they left. And it made everything awkward. When I was 18, I made a dunce cap. Like when the first time I was living here in the city, and it's at my friend's place. Just made it. None of them were paying attention to me, so I was able to do it without them noticing. And then I went running up and down his street in front of his block, just going, "I'm from Flim Flon, I'm from Flim Flon." And then about 20 to 40 minutes later, they noticed like I was gone, and so I just said like when I was walking out, I said I was just going across the street to the store. And then he caught me doing that, and he like dragged me back inside and threw the dunce cap away and told me I was not allowed to be outside unsupervised anymore. Yeah, for about a month I had to if I went anywhere I had to have a chaperone to make sure I wasn't being embarrassing. One New Year's, I stopped by a friend's place, and he wasn't there. Like he called another one of my friends and said to come over, and my friend was like, okay, well, because I was just in the city visiting. He's like, hey, he'll like to see you. Let's go. And like it seriously took us like less than 5 minutes to walk there. And in that time that he called, to the time when we got there, he was gone. So we're just like, what the? So I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm like, which one of these mailboxes is his? I'm going to leave him a letter. And what I wrote was all scribbled in all very aggressive looking capital letters on a piece of Care Bear paper. It said, I'm gonna finger you in the ass and make you call me Timothy. Corn is no place for the mighty warrior. I got that from Strong Bad or homestarrunner.com from the Strong Bad emails, or the Teen Girl Squad, actually. Not except for the I'm gonna finger your ass, make you call me Timothy. That part. That's just me being a creep. My friend, when he found it, he was like right freaked out, and was until for 4 months until he found out it was just me just being a creep, and then he told me that's hilarious. I've like to like randomly send nonsense texts to people like out of nowhere, like that just make either no sense or just like are just like random like weird quotes from like like various TVs, movie shows, or whatever that like are very usually the more obscure they are, the better. And I've had so many of my friends like tell me like they just have no idea like how to respond to my messages because they're just like so weird, which I find great. I used to mix up when I was younger. I used to mix up like every like drinkable liquid I could find in my fridge, like all together, just make this nasty concoctions, and then pretend to drink it and to trick my friends into taking sips. No one ever ended up swallowing it, but like it was hilarious. I did that for a while until like I've done it so many times that nobody would accept anything I made them for a drink. In high school, like whenever like a lot of my friends like when they'd be trying to get like the hockey team or the hockey players' attentions, and like almost like majority of the girls in my town do for our hockey team, I would and I didn't. I would decide so just so they'd stop doing that when I was around. I would sway back and forth going, I'm tinky winky, and embarrass them so we'd run away. Yeah, like there's so much more stuff I've done. Like if I described every weird like or creepy thing I've done to like amuse myself, this would never end. Like this video would be like going forever just because there's so much. Because I used to live in a small town and I was not normal. Like I was the weird girl in town, and I preferred that because like I didn't feel like I was like how everyone else acted. And so one way to amuse myself and keep myself entertained was just to freak out the town by doing weird stuff. Yeah, well, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I'll be happy to respond to them. And yeah, thanks. Bye.